What if the peace you have been searching for has not been far away at all? What if it has been waiting quietly beneath all the things you were never meant to carry? The old pain, the heavy guilt, the fear of being wrong, the need to explain yourself, the need to be understood by everyone, the need to hold everything together even when your heart was tired. Take a slow breath in, and as you breathe out, allow your body to hear this truth. You do not have to carry what was never yours. There comes a moment in life when the soul becomes tired of holding on. Not because it has failed, not because it is weak, but because it finally understands. Some things were never meant to stay in your hands. Some words were never meant to become your truth. Some burdens were placed on you by fear, by old pain, by the voices of others, by moments you did not know how to protect yourself from. And for so long, you may have carried them as if they belonged to you. But today, something inside you is ready to soften. Something inside you is ready to say, I let go now. I return to myself now. I choose peace now. Letting go may sound simple, but the heart knows how deep it can be. Letting go is not just about forgetting. It is not about pretending nothing hurt you. It is not about pushing away your feelings or acting like the past did not matter. Letting go is a loving release. It is the moment you stop giving your life force to what keeps you small. It is the moment you stop feeding old pain with your attention. It is the moment you stop holding a door open for something that has already left. And in that moment, peace begins to move toward you. Maybe you have spent years trying to understand why something happened. Maybe you have gone over the same memory again and again, hoping that one day it would make sense. Maybe you have blamed yourself for things that were never fully in your control. Maybe you have carried someone else's anger, someone else's opinion, someone else's fear, and called it your own. But there is a quiet truth waiting for you now. You are allowed to put it down. You are allowed to breathe without the weight of it. You are allowed to be free, even if the story is not fully explained. Take another breath, slowly. Inhale peace. Exhale control. Inhale softness. Exhale the old weight. Let your shoulders drop a little. Let your face relax. Let your hands open. Your body has carried so much. Your heart has tried so hard. Your mind has searched for answers late at night, turning pain into questions and questions into worry. But right here, in this moment, you do not need to solve your whole life. You only need to become willing to release what was never yours to hold. There is a deep peace that comes when you stop fighting life. Not because everything outside of you becomes perfect, but because something inside you stops arguing with the present moment. You stop saying, "This should not have happened." You stop saying, "I should have known better." You stop saying, "I must fix what I did not break." And you begin to say, "I am here now. I am safe now. I am learning now. I can begin again now. Peace is not always loud. Peace often arrives softly. It comes when you stop holding your breath. It comes when you stop trying to prove your worth to people who cannot see your heart. It comes when you stop carrying shame for being human. It comes when you stop asking the past to give you something it cannot give. Peace comes when you return to the present and whisper, I let go of everything that was never mine. Say that softly inside your heart. I let go of everything that was never mine. Let the words move slowly through you. Do not rush them. Do not just say them with your mouth. Feel them in your chest. Feel them in your breath. Feel them in the places where you have been tight for so long. I let go of everything that was never mine. I let go of old guilt. I let go of fear that does not belong to me. I let go of pain I was never meant to carry. I let go of the need to punish myself. I let go of the need to be perfect. I let go of the need to control what life is still healing. For so long you may have believed that holding on was a form of safety. You may have thought that if you remembered every detail, you could protect yourself. If you stayed alert, you could avoid being hurt again. If you blamed yourself first, no one else could hurt you with blame. If you stayed closed, no one could enter and disappoint you. But my dear, protection that keeps your heart locked away becomes another kind of pain. A closed heart may feel safe, but it cannot fully receive love. A clenched hand may feel strong, but it cannot receive the gifts life is trying to place there. Today is not about forcing yourself to let go all at once. It is not about being hard on yourself because you still feel pain. Healing does not happen through force. Healing happens through kindness. So you do not need to push the past away. You do not need to fight your feelings. You only need to become willing to breathe, willing to soften, willing to stop calling the burden your identity, willing to believe that peace can find you, even here, even now. There is nothing wrong with you because you held on for a long time. Sometimes the heart holds on because it is waiting to feel safe. Sometimes the mind repeats the past because it is trying to understand. Sometimes the body carries tension because it remembers what the heart could not speak. So do not judge yourself for the weight you have carried. Bless yourself for surviving. Bless yourself for continuing. Bless yourself for reaching this moment where you are ready to release even one small piece of what has been heavy. Letting go begins with honesty. It begins when you say, this has been hurting me. This has been draining me. This has been taking space in my heart. This has been shaping how I see myself. And then gently you ask, is this really mine? Is this guilt truly mine? Is this fear truly mine? Is this shame truly mine? Is this belief truly mine? Or did I pick it up somewhere along the way? Did I accept it because I was young, tired, afraid, or longing to be loved? Many people walk through life carrying invisible bags. Bags filled with old words. Bags filled with disappointment. Bags filled with memories they never had time to heal. bags filled with duties they never chose, bags filled with the need to be strong for everyone else. And because these bags are invisible, the world may not know how heavy they are. But the body knows, the heart knows, the breath knows, the quiet sadness knows, the deep tiredness knows. And then one day, the soul whispers, enough. Not in anger, not in defeat, but in love. Enough carrying what breaks me, enough holding what hurts me, enough calling this weight normal, enough giving the past the power to decide how peaceful I am today. That whisper is not a breakdown. It is an awakening. It is the beginning of your return to peace. The moment you begin to let go, life does not punish you. Life does not abandon you. Life does not say, "How dare you release that old pain?" No, life breathes with you. Life opens space around you. Life begins to show you that what leaves your hands was never your source. Your peace does not come from controlling every outcome. Your peace does not come from being approved by everyone. Your peace does not come from keeping old stories alive. Your peace comes from remembering who you are beneath the weight. You are not the guilt. You are not the fear. You are not the mistake. You are not the ending. You are not the words someone spoke when they could not see your worth. You are not the pain that visited you. You are not the past that shaped you. You are the awareness that can heal. You are the heart that can open again. You are the life that still wants to bloom. You are the soul that is learning to come home. Let this truth enter gently. Peace found you the moment you stopped running after what was never yours. Peace found you the moment you opened your hands. Peace found you the moment you stopped fighting the river of life. Peace found you the moment you said, "I do not need to carry this anymore." Peace was not waiting for you to become perfect. Peace was waiting for you to become willing. So breathe again. Let this moment be simple. Nothing to prove, nothing to chase, nothing to fix right now. Just your breath, just your heart, just this quiet opening inside you. Say softly, "I am willing to let go. I am willing to return to peace. I am willing to stop carrying what was never mine." When you say these words, you are not giving up on life. You are giving up the fight against yourself. You are giving up the old habit of turning every pain into your fault. You are giving up the need to hold your breath until everything is certain. You are giving up the belief that you must suffer to be worthy of peace. And in that giving up, something beautiful begins. You begin to receive. You receive breath. You receive softness. You receive a little more space inside your chest. You receive the quiet feeling that maybe life is not against you. Maybe healing is still possible. Maybe you are not too late. Maybe the peace you thought you lost has been waiting under the noise. Maybe the real you has been here all along, covered but not gone, tired but not broken, quiet but still alive. Letting go is a doorway. It is not the end of the path. It is the beginning of a new way of walking, a way where you do not drag yesterday into every tomorrow, a way where you check your heart and ask, is this mine to carry? A way where you choose softness before control, a way where you trust that what is meant for your healing will not be lost when you release pain. You may not know yet how light you can feel. You may not know yet how peaceful your days can become. You may not know yet how much joy can enter when old guilt leaves. But you do not need to know everything today. You only need to begin. One breath, one release, one honest moment, one gentle choice. I let go of everything that was never mine. So many of the things that feel heavy inside us did not begin with us. A fear may have been handed to us by someone who was afraid. A belief may have been spoken over us by someone who did not know how to love gently. A wound may have formed in a moment when we needed care, but received silence. A habit of saying yes when we wanted to say no may have started when we thought love had to be earned. And slowly, without knowing it, we began to carry things that were never truly ours. Sometimes we carry the pain of old words. A sentence spoken years ago can live inside the body like a stone. Maybe someone said you were not enough. Maybe someone made you feel too much. Maybe someone judged your dreams, your softness, your needs, your feelings. And even after the moment passed, the words remained. They repeated in the quiet. They shaped the way you looked at yourself. They became part of your inner voice. But those words were never your truth. They were only sounds that entered at a tender time. You are allowed to question the voices you have carried. You are allowed to ask, who taught me to believe this about myself? Who told me I had to be small? Who told me I had to earn rest? Who told me I had to carry everyone else's feelings? Who told me I had to be perfect before I could be loved? These questions are not meant to create anger. They are meant to create freedom. Because once you see that a belief was learned, you can also learn something new. Some people carry guilt for things they could not control. They carry guilt for being unable to save someone, guilt for leaving, guilt for staying too long, guilt for speaking, guilt for staying silent, guilt for choosing themselves, guilt for not knowing then what they know now. But guilt is not always truth. Sometimes guilt is just grief looking for somewhere to land. Sometimes guilt is the mind trying to create control over a painful situation. It says, if this was my fault, then maybe I could have stopped it. But my dear, not everything that hurt you was caused by you. There is a kind of guilt that belongs to growth, and there is a kind of guilt that belongs to old pain. Growth guilt says, I see where I can do better, and I will choose with more love next time. Old pain guilt says, I must suffer forever because I was human. One leads you toward healing, the other keeps you trapped. Today, you are allowed to release the guilt that does not teach love. You are allowed to keep the wisdom and let the punishment go. You may also be carrying fear that was never yours. Fear can travel through families, through homes, through communities, through painful experiences. Someone else's fear can become the air you learn to breathe. You may have been taught to expect disappointment, to prepare for loss, to not trust good things, to keep your heart guarded. And perhaps you called this being realistic. But deep inside, it felt heavy. It felt like waiting for life to hurt you. It felt like never being able to rest. Fear often dresses itself as protection. It says, do not open your heart. Do not try again. Do not trust. Do not dream too much. Do not believe that good can come. But peace speaks differently. Peace says you can move slowly and still stay open. You can learn from the past without living inside it. You can protect yourself with wisdom, not walls. You can be careful without being closed. You can trust life one breath at a time. There is also the heavy weight of other people's expectations. This weight can be very quiet. It can sound like, I must make everyone happy. I must not disappoint anyone. I must be who they want me to be. I must carry this role forever. I must hide parts of myself to be accepted. And for a while, you may think this is love. But love that requires you to lose yourself is not true peace. Love that makes you afraid to be honest is not freedom. Love that keeps you carrying what hurts you is not the love your soul came here to know. You are not here to live as a shadow of other people's needs. You are not here to become only what others understand. You are not here to shrink your spirit so everyone else feels comfortable. You are here to live with an open heart and a clear inner voice. You are here to remember that your life is also sacred. Your peace matters. Your breath matters. Your truth matters. Your healing matters. Sometimes the hidden weight is the need to explain yourself. You may spend so much energy hoping someone will finally understand your heart. You may replay conversations, planning what you could have said, what you should have said, how you could make them see. But not every heart is ready to understand you. Not every person will meet you with fairness. Not every situation will give you the ending you hoped for. And at some point, peace asks you to stop standing at the door of someone else's understanding. Peace asks you to come home to yourself. You do not need everyone to understand your healing in order for it to be real. You do not need everyone to agree with your boundaries in order for them to be valid. You do not need everyone to bless your release in order for you to let go. Some freedom will be private. Some healing will happen quietly, with no applause, no explanation, no proof. And it will still be holy. It will still matter. It will still change your life. Another hidden weight many hearts carry is old shame. Shame says, something is wrong with me. Shame says, I am not worthy because of what happened. Shame says, if people really knew me, they would not love me. But shame cannot survive in the light of kindness. When you begin to speak to yourself with love, shame begins to loosen. When you say, I was doing the best I could, shame softens. When you say, I am allowed to heal, shame weakens. When you say, I am more than what happened to me, shame loses its power. You may have carried shame for your emotions. Maybe you were told you were too sensitive. Maybe your tears were treated like weakness. Maybe your needs were treated like a problem. So you learned to hide. You learned to smile when you were hurting. You learned to say, I am fine, when your heart was asking for tenderness. But your feelings were never wrong. They were messages. They were waves. They were part of being alive. You do not need to be ashamed of having a heart that feels deeply. A deep feeling heart is not a burden. It is a gift that needs care. Your softness is not a mistake. Your need for love is not a weakness. Your desire for peace is not too much. Your tears are not proof that you are broken. They are proof that something inside you is asking to be held. And today, you can begin to hold yourself with more gentleness than before. Some burdens are not made of pain, but of responsibility. You may feel responsible for everyone's mood, everyone's choices, everyone's comfort. You may feel guilty when others are unhappy, even if you did nothing wrong. You may try to fix, rescue, explain, smooth things over, and carry peace for the whole room. But you are not responsible for being the whole world's calm. You are not responsible for carrying emotions that belong to others. You can love people without becoming their ground. You can care without losing yourself. There is a difference between love and carrying. Love gives with an open heart. Carrying ives from fear. Love respects both people. Carrying forgets the self. Love feels warm. Carrying feels heavy. Love says, I am here with you. Carrying says, I must save you or I am bad. Today, you are allowed to choose love without carrying what is not yours. Imagine how many things you may have picked up through the years. A little fear here, a little shame there, a little guilt from one season, a little doubt from another, a few labels, a few harsh words, a few memories that never had space to heal, a few dreams you buried because someone laughed, a few needs you silenced because you did not want to be difficult. Over time, these small things can feel like a mountain. And then you wonder why you are tired. You are not tired because you are weak. You are tired because you have been carrying too much. You are tired because your soul was not meant to live under the weight of old pain. You are tired because your heart wants to breathe. And the breath begins when you say, maybe I do not have to carry all of this anymore. Let your body hear that. Maybe I do not have to carry all of this anymore. Maybe the guilt can leave. Maybe the shame can soften. Maybe the fear can rest. Maybe the old words can lose their power. Maybe the expectations can fall away. Maybe I can be free without needing to make everyone understand. Maybe I can return to peace, one gentle release at a time. There is no need to rush. You do not need to open every hidden room in your heart today. You do not need to name every burden at once. Just begin with what is here. What feels heavy today? What thought keeps pulling your peace away? What memory asks for kindness? What fear keeps speaking as if it owns your future? What belief makes your body tight? Look at it gently. Do not fight it. Do not shame it. Just say, I see you. I know you have been here for a long time, but I am learning that you may not be mine to carry. Sometimes the most powerful healing begins with the simple question, is this mine? Is this mine, or was it handed to me? Is this mine, or did I carry it to feel loved? Is this mine, or did I accept it because I was afraid? Is this mine, or is it an old voice pretending to be truth? Is this mine, or is it pain asking to be released? When you ask with love, answers begin to rise. Not always loudly. Sometimes they come as a feeling in the body, a softening, a tear, a deep breath, a quiet knowing. Something in you says, no, this was never mine. I have carried it long enough. I am ready to let it go. The hidden weight we carry often becomes so familiar that we mistake it for ourselves. But heaviness is not your true nature. Fear is not your true nature. Shame is not your true nature. The need to please everyone is not your true nature. Your true nature is peace. Your true nature is love. Your true nature is openness. Your true nature is the quiet light that remains after the old burdens fall away. This does not mean life will never bring challenges. It means you no longer have to meet every challenge with the extra weight of the past. You can meet life with clearer hands. You can meet life with a softer heart. You can meet life without carrying the old belief that everything is your fault. You can meet life knowing that you are supported, guided, and allowed to grow. Say softly now, I release the weight that was never mine. I release the words that were never true. I release the guilt that no longer teaches love. I release the fear that keeps me small. I release the need to carry everyone else's pain. I return to myself. I return to peace. Let those words move like warm light through your body. Let them touch the places that have been tight. Let them touch your heart. Let them touch your stomach. Let them touch your throat, where many unspoken truths may have waited. Let them touch your hands, which have held so much. Let them touch your back, which has carried so much. Let them touch your breath, which has been shallow for too long. You may feel sadness as you release. That is all right. Sometimes sadness comes when the heart understands how long it has been carrying pain. Sometimes tears come not because you are breaking, but because you are finally being kind to yourself. Let the tears come if they come. Let the breath shake if it shakes. Let the body soften in its own time. Nothing about your healing has to be perfect. You are allowed to grieve the years you spent carrying what was not yours. You are allowed to grieve the peace you did not know how to choose then. You are allowed to grieve the parts of yourself you hid. But do not stay in grief as punishment. Let grief wash you. Let it clear the path. Let it make space for tenderness. Then gently remind yourself, I am here now. I am choosing differently now. I can begin again now. Every time you release a burden that was never yours, you create space for something true. When guilt leaves, self-forgiveness can enter. When fear softens, trust can enter. When shame dissolves, love can enter. When old expectations fall away, your own voice can rise. When control relaxes, peace can find you. This is the beauty of letting go. It does not leave you empty. It makes room for what your soul has needed all along. The hidden weight may have been with you for years, but it is not stronger than your willingness to heal. It may feel familiar, but it is not your home. Your home is peace. Your home is the present moment. Your home is the place inside you that knows, I am safe to let go. I am safe to be myself. I am safe to live lighter than before. Letting go does not mean you have stopped caring. It does not mean the past did not matter. It does not mean you are cold, careless, or weak. Letting go means you have decided that your peace matters too. It means you have decided that your life is not meant to be a prison built from old pain. It means you are no longer willing to hold on so tightly that your own heart cannot breathe. So many people fear letting go because they think it means losing. They think if they release the pain, they are saying it was okay. They think if they release the memory, they are disrespecting what happened. They think if they release the person, the dream, the guilt, or the affirmation, the identity, then nothing will be left. But letting go is not erasing. Letting go is freeing. It is not saying this never mattered. It is saying this no longer gets to control my peace. You can honor what happened without carrying it forever. You can learn from something without living inside it. You can love someone and still release the need to suffer over them. You can remember a chapter and still allow a new one to begin. You can accept that something shaped you without letting it define you. That is the gentle power of letting go. Letting go is wisdom. It is the wisdom of the body when it exhales. It does not hold the breath forever because it knows release is part of life. It is the wisdom of trees when they let old leaves fall. They do not chase every leaf to the ground. They trust the season. It is the wisdom of the river as it keeps moving. It does not cling to one stone, one bend, one place. It flows because flowing is its nature, and your soul also has a natural flow. Your soul was never meant to stay stuck in what hurt you. Sometimes holding on feels like loyalty. You may feel loyal to an old version of yourself who suffered. You may feel loyal to a dream you once wanted. You may feel loyal to a pain because it has been with you for so long. But you can be loyal to your healing now. You can be loyal to your peace now. You can be loyal to the life that is still calling you forward. There is no betrayal in becoming free. There is no betrayal in no longer hurting the same way. There is no betrayal in smiling again. There is no betrayal in sleeping peacefully. There is no betrayal in choosing a life that feels softer. You are not required to suffer forever to prove that something mattered. Your healing can be the proof. Your peace can be the prayer. Your freedom can be the offering. Say softly, I release what was never mine. I return to peace. Say it again, slower. I release what was never mine. I return to peace. These words are simple, but they are powerful. They are like opening a window in a room that has been closed for years. Fresh air begins to enter. Light begins to enter. The old heaviness begins to move. You may not feel everything change at once, but something has begun. Letting go often begins as a small space inside the heart. At first, you may still think about the old pain. You may still feel the pull of the past. You may still hear the old voice. But now there is a little space around it. You can see it instead of becoming it. You can say, this is an old fear speaking. This is an old wound asking for care. This is not the whole truth of who I am. That space is healing. You do not need to force yourself to be over anything. The heart does not heal well through pressure. If you say, I should be over this by now, you add shame to pain. If you say, why am I still feeling this? You make the wound feel unsafe. But when you say, I see that I am still hurting, and I choose to be gentle with myself, the wound begins to soften. Letting go becomes possible when your inner world feels safe enough to release. Think of a child holding a castiouge, broken toy. If you pull it away harshly, the child may cry and hold tighter. But if you sit beside the child with kindness and say, I know this mattered to you, I know it hurts, and when you are ready, we can place it down together, the child begins to trust. Your heart is like that. It does not need force. It needs love. It needs patience. It needs a soft voice saying, you are safe now. Letting go is not a command. It is an invitation to stop fighting yourself, an invitation to stop living as if pain is your only connection to what happened, an invitation to stop believing that control is the same as safety, an invitation to rest in the truth that life can carry what your hands are too tired to hold. For many people, control becomes a habit after pain. When life has felt uncertain, control feels like protection. You may try to control how others see you, control what might happen next, control your feelings, control every detail, control the future so it cannot surprise you. But control is heavy. It keeps the body tight. It keeps the mind busy. It keeps the heart from resting. And still, even after all that effort, life continues to move in its own way. Letting go does not mean you stop making choices. It does not mean you sit and do nothing. It means you stop trying to control what was never in your hands. You still choose with love. You still take steps. You still care for your life, but you do it without gripping. You do it without fear leading every move. You do it with trust. You say, I will do my part, and I will let life do what only life can do. This is a very deep shift. Instead of pushing life, you begin to partner with life. Instead of dragging the future towards you, you allow the right timing to unfold. Instead of holding on to what drains you, you make space for what supports you. Instead of asking, how can I force this to happen? You ask, how can I align with peace today? There is strength in this, a quiet strength. The world often teaches that strength means holding on no matter what. But sometimes the greatest strength is opening your hand. Sometimes the greatest courage is walking away from what keeps hurting you. Sometimes the greatest wisdom is saying, I cannot carry this anymore, and I do not have to. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is stop fighting for a life that no longer fits your soul. Letting go is an act of trust. Trust that what is truly yours will not be lost through peace. Trust that what leaves was making room. Trust that your worth does not depend on who stayed, who left, who approved, or who understood. Trust that your future is not built from old pain, but from the love you choose now. Trust that life can still surprise you in gentle ways. You may ask, but how do I let go when the feeling is still strong? Begin with the body. Begin with the breath. Begin with your hands. Open them. Let them rest. Notice if they want to clench. Notice if your jaw is tight. Notice if your shoulders are raised. Then breathe slowly and say, in this moment, I loosen my grip. In this moment, I do know need to solve everything. In this moment, I allow peace to enter. Letting go happens in moments. One moment you choose not to answer the old thought. One moment you choose not to repeat the old story. One moment you choose not to blame yourself. One moment you choose to rest instead of overthinking. One moment you choose to bless the past and return to now. These moments gather. They become a path. They become a new way of living. There may be days when you pick the burden back up. That does not mean you failed. It means you are learning. Be gentle. Notice it. Smile softly if you can. Say, I see that I am carrying this again. I can put it down again. Healing is not about never touching the old pain. Healing is about remembering more quickly that you do not have to live under it. You're allowed to let go many times as needed. Let go in the morning. Let go at night. Let go when the memory comes. Let go when the fear speaks. Let go when guilt tries to return. Let go when you feel the need to prove yourself. Let go when your body tightens. Let go when your heart says, I am tired. Each release matters. Each breath matters. Each softening matters. Letting go also means releasing the need for a perfect ending. Some chapters close without the apology you hoped for. Some questions remain unanswered. Some people never understand the pain they caused. Some dreams change shape. Some roads end sooner than expected. But your peace cannot depend on receiving every missing piece from the past. Sometimes closure is not something someone gives you. Sometimes closure is something you choose when you stop leaving your heart in a place where it is no longer being cared for. You can say, I may never fully understand, but I can still be free. I may never receive the words I wanted, but I can still choose peace. I may never change what happened, but I can change how I hold it. I may never get back the old version of myself, but I can meet the wiser, softer, stronger version that is rising now. This is not giving up. This is coming back to life. This is remembering that your soul did not come here only to carry pain. Your soul came here to learn, to love, to heal, to grow, to open, to shine in its own gentle way. The past may have touched you, but it does not own you. Pain may have shaped a part of your path, but it is not the whole path. There is more ahead, more peace, more softness, more love, more of you. Letting go can feel empty at first because the burden took up so much space. When you put it down, you may wonder who you are without it. Who am I if I am not always worried? Who am I if I am not always proving? Who am I if I am not carrying guilt? Who am I if I am no longer waiting for someone to approve of me? This empty space is not a problem. It is sacred. It is the space where your true self begins to return. Do not rush to fill that space with another worry. Let it stay open. Let peace sit there. Let breath sit there. Let silence sit there. Let new thoughts grow there. Say, I do not need to know who I am all at once. I am meeting myself gently. I am learning what peace feels like. I am learning how to live without the old weight. When you let go, the mind may try to pull you back. It may say, what if you need that pain to stay safe? What if letting go means you will forget the lesson? What if peace makes you careless? But peace is not carelessness. Peace is clear. Peace helps you see. Peace helps you choose better. Peace helps you hear your inner wisdom. Fear makes everything loud. Peace makes truth easier to feel. You do not need pain to remember your worth. You do not need fear to make wise choices. You do not need shame to become better. You do not need guilt to stay kind. Love can teach you now. Peace can guide you now. Trust can protect you now. This is a new way, a softer way, a truer way. Letting go is not losing control. It is releasing the illusion that control was peace. Real peace is deeper. Real peace says, even if I do not know what happens next, I can be kind to myself. Even if I cannot change the past, I can bless this moment. Even if life is still unfolding, I can breathe. Even if I do not have every answer, I am safe to take the next step. Say again, I release what was never mine. I return to peace. I release the pain I carried as identity. I release the fear I carried as protection. I release the guilt I carried as punishment. I release the old words I carried as truth. I release the need to hold everything together. I return to peace. Let these words become a gentle rhythm inside you. Not rushed, not forced, just steady, like water, like breath, like light returning in the morning. I release, I return. I release, I return. I release what was never mine. I return to peace. There is a version of you that already knows how to live lighter. This version is not far away. It appears in small moments. When you laugh without guilt. When you rest without explaining. When you say no with kindness. When you forgive yourself for not knowing sooner. When you stop chasing someone's approval. When you notice a peaceful breath and let it be enough. That version of you is not new. It is the real you uncovered. The more you let go, the more you remember. You remember that you are not here to suffer for old stories. You remember that love does not ask you to abandon yourself. You remember that your body deserves rest. You remember that your heart deserves gentleness. You remember that peace is allowed. Not after everything is perfect. Not after everyone understands. Not after you fix the past. Peace is allowed now. This is the quiet miracle of letting go. Nothing outside may change in the first moment, but inside, everything begins to shift. The breath becomes softer. The heart becomes warmer. The mind becomes less sharp with fear. The body begins to feel like a safe place again. You begin to notice the present, the light in the room, the feeling of air, the sound of your own breath. Life was always here, but the weight was loud. As the weight lifts, life becomes visible again. And when life becomes visible again, gratitude can return. Not forced gratitude, not pretending, real gratitude. The kind that says, I am still here. I am still breathing. I am still learning. I am still loved by life in ways I may not fully see. I have survived much, and now I am allowed to live. Not just survive, live. Letting go is not giving up. It is choosing to live. It is choosing to stop building your home in the wound. It is choosing to take your energy back from what cannot love you now. It is choosing to trust that peace is not something you have to earn through pain. It is choosing to say, my heart has carried enough. I am ready for softness now. So place your hand on your heart, even if only in your mind, and let this be your prayer. I release what was never mine. I return to peace. I do not need to carry old shame to be worthy. I do not need to hold fear to be safe. I do not need to punish myself to grow. I am allowed to heal with love. I am allowed to live with a lighter heart. I am allowed to be free. Let your heart receive that. You are allowed to be free. You are allowed to stop waiting for permission. You are allowed to let the old weight fall away. You are allowed to stop explaining your healing to people who only understand the old version of you. You are allowed to be softer now. You are allowed to be stronger in quiet ways now. You are allowed to belong to yourself now. And as you release, do not be surprised if peace comes softly. It may not arrive like thunder. It may come like a quiet breath, like a warm hand on the heart, like a sudden moment when you realize you are not thinking about the pain as much, like a night when you sleep more deeply, like a morning when your chest feels open, like a simple thought, maybe I am going to be okay. That thought is a doorway. Walk gently through it. Peace has been waiting there. Peace begins in a very quiet way. It does not always arrive with a big sign. It does not always come after everything is fixed. It does not wait until every person understands you, every problem is solved, every question is answered, and every part of life feels safe. Peace begins the moment you stop fighting what your heart already knows. It begins the moment you stop pulling on what is leaving. It begins the moment you stop forcing yourself to carry pain that has already taught you what it came to teach. There is a soft moment inside the soul when it says, I cannot keep doing this to myself. I cannot keep turning the same memory over in my mind. I cannot keep asking why. I cannot keep blaming myself for things I could not control. I cannot keep trying to make the past become different. I cannot keep using all my energy to hold on to something that only brings heaviness. That moment is not weakness. It is the first breath of peace. Peace begins when the body no longer has to stay ready for battle. Maybe for a long time, your shoulders have been tight. Your stomach has carried worry. Your jaw has held unspoken words. Your breath has stayed small, as if your body was waiting for something to go wrong. And then, little by little, As you choose to release, the body begins to understand. It does not have to protect you from every memory. It does not have to hold the whole past inside its muscles. It does not have to carry what your soul is ready to lay down. Take a deep breath now. Let the breath be slow. Let it move through you like a gentle wave. As you breathe in, say quietly, "I welcome peace." As you breathe out, say, "I release the fight." Again, inhale, "I welcome peace." Exhale, "I release the fight." Let your body feel the difference between holding and allowing. Holding feels tight. Allowing feels open. Holding feels like fear. Allowing feels like trust. Holding says, "I must control everything." Allowing says, "Life can meet me here." You may think peace will come when the outside world changes, when someone apologizes, when money feels safe, when love arrives, when your body feels strong, when your family understands, when the future is clear. But if peace depends only on what happens outside of you, then peace will always feel far away. True peace begins inside. It begins as a choice to stop making your inner world a place of punishment. It begins as a gentle decision to stop speaking to yourself with harsh words. It begins when you say, "I may not understand everything, but I can still be kind to myself today." The mind may say, "But I need answers first. I need to know why it happened. I need to know what comes next. I need to know if I made the right choice." But the heart knows something deeper. The heart knows that peace does not always come from knowing. Sometimes peace comes from trusting without knowing. Sometimes peace comes from accepting that the mind may never hold every answer, but the soul can still rest. Sometimes peace comes when you stop asking life to explain every turn before you agree to breathe. There are moments when life does not make sense from where you stand. You may see only broken pieces, closed doors, lost chances, or long waiting. But peace begins when you stop calling the unfinished picture a failure. Peace begins when you say, "Maybe I cannot see the whole pattern yet. Maybe life is still arranging something. Maybe the ending I feared was actually a clearing. Maybe the delay I hated was actually protection. Maybe the silence that hurt me was making space for a deeper voice inside me." This does not mean you pretend pain is beautiful. It means you stop letting pain be the only truth. Yes, something may have hurt. Yes, something may have disappointed you. Yes, something may have ended before you were ready. But there is another truth too. You are still here. You are still breathing. You are still able to heal. You are still able to open. You are still able to receive good. You are still held by life, even when life feels quiet. Peace begins when you stop arguing with the present moment. The present moment may not be perfect, but it is the only place where healing can happen. The past cannot be touched with your hands. The future cannot be controlled by worry. But this moment, this breath, this soft place inside you, this is where your power lives. Right here, you can choose a kinder thought. Right here, you can loosen your grip. Right here, you can place your hand on your heart and say, I am safe in this moment. I do not have to solve everything right now. So many hearts suffer because they live in two places at once. The body is here, but the mind is in yesterday. The breath is here, but the fear is in tomorrow. The hands are here, but the heart is holding a door that has already closed. Peace brings you back. It says, come here. Come into this breath. Come into this body. Come into this small moment. You do not have to carry all of time at once. You only have to meet life one breath at a time. Say softly, I return to this moment. I return to my breath. I return to peace. Let those words be simple. Do not make them complicated. Healing does not need hard words. Healing begins with simple truth repeated with love. I return to this moment. I return to my breath. I return to peace. There may be a part of you that still wants to fight. That part may say, if I stop fighting, everything will fall apart. If I stop worrying, I will be unsafe. If I stop controlling, life will forget me. But my dear, worry has never been the same as protection. Control has never been the same as peace. Fear has never been the same as wisdom. You can be wise without being afraid all the time. You can care without carrying the whole weight. You can take action without forcing. You can prepare without living in panic. Peace is not doing nothing. Peace is doing what is yours to do and releasing what is not. Peace is making the call, then letting go of the result. Peace is speaking the truth, then releasing the need to control how it is received. Peace is taking the step, then trusting the path to meet you. Peace is caring for your body, your home, your work, your heart, but not trying to become the ruler of every outcome. The moment peace begins, you may notice how tired you have been. When the fight softens, the body often reveals its exhaustion. You may want to rest. You may want to cry. You may want to sit quietly. Let that be allowed. Rest is not laziness. Rest is the body feeling safe enough to repair. Tears are not weakness. Tears are old pressure leaving the heart. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is where your soul can finally speak. Sometimes peace feels strange at first because struggle has been so familiar. If you have lived for a long time in worry, calm may feel unknown. If you have lived for a long time trying to prove yourself, rest may feel uncomfortable. If you have lived for a long time carrying others, choosing yourself may feel selfish. But unfamiliar does not mean wrong. Sometimes peace feels strange simply because you are not used to being gentle with yourself. Let yourself learn peace slowly. You do not have to become calm in one day. You do not have to trust everything at once. You do not have to stop every fearful thought. You only need to notice when you have left yourself and gently return. Return to breath. Return to the body. Return to the heart. Return to the simple truth. I do not have to carry what was never mine. Peace begins when you stop using pain as proof. You do not have to stay hurt to prove that something mattered. You do not have to stay angry to prove that something was wrong. You do not have to stay broken to prove that you were affected. You can heal and still honor your story. You can forgive yourself and still remember the lesson. You can become peaceful and still know that what happened mattered. Peace does not erase truth. Peace gives truth a safe place to rest. There is a beautiful freedom in this. You can say, yes, that was painful, and I am allowed to heal. Yes, I made mistakes, and I am allowed to grow. Yes, I did not know then what I know now, and I am allowed to forgive myself. Yes, I loved, I lost, I tried, I learned, and I am allowed to live with a lighter heart now. The past may ask for your attention, but it does not have the right to own your whole life. It can be a teacher without being a prison. It can be a memory without being a master. It can be a chapter without becoming the whole book. Peace begins when you place the past in its rightful place, behind you, honored, learned from, but no longer carried like a chain around your heart. Take another breath. Imagine the breath moving into the spaces where worry has been living. Let it touch your chest. Let it touch your throat. Let it touch your stomach. Let it touch your hands. Let it say to every tired part of you, you can soften now. You can stop holding so tightly. You are not alone in this moment. Life is breathing with you. There is a kind of peace that comes when you stop trying to be understood by everyone. This is a deep peace. Because many people spend their whole lives explaining, defending, proving, and hoping others will finally see their heart clearly. But not every person has the eyes to see you. Not every person has the softness to understand your healing. Not every person will know how much courage it took for you to let go. And that is okay. Your peace does not need to wait for their understanding. You can bless them and still move forward. You can love them from a distance. You can stop explaining. You can stop standing in front of closed doors with open hands. You can say, I release the need to be understood by everyone. I understand myself more deeply now. I choose peace over proof. Peace begins when proof is no longer your master. You do not have to prove that you were hurt. You do not have to prove that you tried. You do not have to prove that you are good. You do not have to prove that you deserve rest, love, kindness, or a new beginning. You are worthy before the proof. You are worthy in the middle of the healing. You are worthy right now. Maybe this is the moment your heart has been waiting for. Not a loud moment, not a perfect moment, just a gentle one. A moment where you stop and say, I am tired of being hard on myself. I am tired of carrying guilt. I am tired of chasing approval. I am tired of fighting life. I am ready for peace to find me. And peace answers softly, I have been here. I have been beneath the noise. I have been beneath the fear. I have been beneath the old words. I have been waiting for your hands to open. I have been waiting for your breath to slow. I have been waiting for you to stop searching outside and come home within. Say quietly, peace is allowed here. Peace is allowed in my body. Peace is allowed in my mind. Peace is allowed in my home. Peace is allowed in my choices. Peace is allowed in my future. Peace is allowed in my heart. Let this be the beginning of a new inner rule. You do not have to earn peace by suffering enough. You do not have to wait until everything is perfect. You do not have to wait until you have no fear. Peace can sit beside fear and still be real. Peace can sit beside sadness and still be real. Peace can sit beside uncertainty and still be real. Peace is not the absence of every feeling. Peace is the loving space that holds every feeling without letting it rule you. When sadness comes, peace says you are allowed to feel. When fear comes, peace says you are safe to breathe. When guilt comes, peace says, let us look with love. When anger comes, peace says, there is a message here, but we do not have to burn ourselves to hear it. When old pain comes, peace says, I will sit with you, but I will not let you become my whole life. This is how peace begins, not by pushing feelings away, but by holding them with kindness. Not by denying the past, but by no longer bowing to it. Not by forcing happiness, but by allowing softness. Not by fixing everything, but by choosing a loving response to what is here. The moment peace begins, you become available to life again. You begin to notice small things, the warmth of light, the taste of water, the quiet after a long day, a kind word, a deep breath, a moment when your heart does not feel as heavy as before. These small things are not small. They are signs that life is returning to you. They are signs that your heart is opening. They are signs that what was never yours is loosening its hold. Do not overlook the small peace. Do not wait for a perfect peace before you believe healing is happening. A softer breath is healing. A kinder thought is healing. A moment of rest is healing. A choice not to blame yourself is healing. A moment of saying no with love is healing. A moment of letting the past stay in the past is healing. Peace found you the moment you stopped fighting yourself. Peace found you the moment you stopped asking pain to tell you who you are. Peace found you the moment you opened your hands and said, I cannot carry this anymore. Peace found you not because you became perfect, but because you became willing. Let that willingness be enough for now. Let the small opening be enough. Let the breath be enough. Let this moment be enough. You do not have to know every step. You do not have to heal every wound today. You only have to stay close to yourself and keep choosing peace, one breath at a time. Guilt can be one of the heaviest things the heart carries. It can sit quietly in the background of your life, shaping your thoughts, your choices, and the wapya you speak to yourself. It can make you feel like you must always do more, give more, explain more, and suffer more. It can make peace feel undeserved. It can make rest feel wrong. It can make joy feel unsafe. But today, you are invited to look at guilt with gentle eyes and ask, is this helping me heal, or is this only keeping me hurt? There is a kind of guilt that comes to guide you. It appears when you have acted in a way that does not match your heart, and it gently says, choose differently next time. This kind of guilt is not cruel. It teaches. It opens your eyes. It helps you grow. But there is another kind of guilt that does not guide. It only punishes. It repeats the same old pain again and again. It tells you that you are bad, that you are not worthy, that you must carry shame forever. That kind of guilt is not love. That kind of guilt is not truth. That kind of guilt can be released. You are allowed to learn without punishing yourself for the rest of your life. You are allowed to grow without carrying shame as proof. You are allowed to say, I did not know then what I know now. I made choices from the awareness I had at that time. I am willing to choose with more love now. This is not making excuses. This is healing with honesty. This is taking the lesson and releasing the chain. So many people look back at their past with the eyes they have today and judge the person they were then. They say, I should have known. I should have left sooner. I should have spoken up. I should have stayed quiet. I should have tried harder. I should have protected myself. I should have seen the truth. But my dear, the person you were then did not have the awareness you have now. That person was doing the best they could with the strength, fear, knowledge, and pain they had at the time. Would you speak to a hurting child the way you speak to your past self? Would you say, you should have known better, you should have been stronger, you ruined everything? Or would you say, I understand, you were scared, you were learning, you needed love, you did not know another way yet. Let your past self receive that same kindness. The past version of you does not need more blame. That version needs mercy. Place your hand on your heart and say softly, I forgive myself for not knowing what I know now. I forgive myself for the choices I made from fear. I forgive myself for staying too long. I forgive myself for leaving before I understood. I forgive myself for the words I spoke in pain. I forgive myself for the silence I kept out of fear. I forgive myself for being human. Let those words move slowly. Some part of you may resist them. Some part may say, no, I do not deserve forgiveness yet. But forgiveness is not something you earn by hurting long enough. Forgiveness is the medicine that helps you stop hurting yourself. Forgiveness does not say everything was perfect. It says you are ready to stop making your heart bleed over what cannot be changed. Blame can feel powerful at first. When we blame ourselves, it can feel like we are taking control. The mind says, if it was all my fault, then maybe I could have stopped it. If I keep blaming myself, maybe I can keep it from happening again. But self-blame is a painful kind of control. It keeps you tied to the very thing you want to heal from. It keeps your heart looking backward. It turns life into a courtroom where you are always the one on trial. You are not here to live forever on trial. You are here to learn, heal, and return to love. You are here to become more conscious, not more cruel to yourself. You are here to listen to the lesson, not carry the punishment. You are here to grow into peace. Sometimes guilt is not even ours. Sometimes we feel guilty because someone else made us responsible for their pain. Someone may have blamed us for their anger, their sadness, their choices, or their disappointment. Someone may have made us feel that loving ourselves was selfish. Someone may have taught us that saying no was wrong. Someone may have made us feel guilty for having needs. And because we wanted love, we believed them. But not every guilt feeling is a true sign that you did something wrong. Sometimes guilt appears because you are breaking an old pattern. Sometimes guilt appears when you choose yourself after years of abandoning yourself. Sometimes guilt appears when you set a boundary that your old self would never have allowed. Sometimes guilt appears not because you are wrong, but because you are becoming free. Let that be clear in your heart. Feeling guilty does not always mean you are guilty. Sometimes it means you are healing. Sometimes it means you are stepping out of an old role. Sometimes it means you are no longer willing to carry what others placed on you. Sometimes it means your soul is learning a new way. If you are used to pleasing everyone, peace may feel like guilt at first. If you are used to being responsible for every feeling in the room, boundaries may feel like guilt at first. If you are used to saying yes when your heart says no, honesty may feel like guilt at first. But with time, the guilt softens, and underneath it, you find freedom. You find self-respect. You find a deeper, cleaner love. Say softly, I release guilt that does not belong to me. I release blame that no longer teaches love. I release the need to punish myself. I am willing to learn with kindness. I am willing to grow in peace. Old guilt often lives in the body. It can feel like heaviness in the chest, tightness in the throat, pressure in the stomach, or tiredness in the bones. So when you work with guilt, do not only speak to your mind, speak to your body too. Tell your body you do not have to carry this anymore. Tell your heart you are safe to soften. Tell your throat you are safe to tell the truth. Tell your stomach you are safe to release fear. Tell your hands you are safe to open. Take a breath and imagine guilt as a dark, heavy coat you have worn for many years. At first, maybe you thought it protected you. Maybe you thought it proved you cared. Maybe you thought it kept you humble or good. But now the coat is too heavy. It is not helping you walk. It is not keeping you warm. It is only weighing you down. Gently, imagine unbuttoning it. Slowly, with kindness, allow it to slip from your shoulders. Place it on the ground. You do not need to wear it anymore. You may still remember what happened. You may still carry the lesson. But you do not need the heavy coat of guilt. You can keep the wisdom and release the weight. You can say, I have learned. I am learning. I will choose with more love. And I do not need to hate myself to become better. There is a great difference between responsibility and blame. Responsibility says, I am willing to see my part clearly. Blame says, I am bad and must suffer. Responsibility helps you grow. Blame keeps you small. Responsibility opens the door to change. Blame locks you in shame. Today, choose responsibility where it is needed and release blame where it only wounds you. You can say, I take responsibility for my healing. I take responsibility for the way I speak to myself now. I take responsibility for the choices I make today. I take responsibility for learning new patterns, but I release the blame for what I could not control. I release the blame for not knowing sooner. I release the blame for being human. There may be moments when old guilt returns. It may come at night. It may come when you are resting. It may come when you feel joy. It may whisper, who are you to feel peaceful? Who are you to move on? Who are you to be happy now? And in that moment, do not fight it. Place your hand on your heart and answer gently, I am a soul who is healing. I am allowed to feel peace. I am allowed to grow. I am allowed to live. You do not need to argue with guilt. You only need to stop obeying it. Let it speak, but do not let it lead. Let it rise, but do not let it decide your worth. Let it pass through like a cloud across the sky. You are the sky. Guilt is only a cloud. It may cover the light for a moment, but it cannot destroy the light. Forgiveness is not always one moment. Sometimes it is a daily practice. You may forgive yourself in the morning and need to forgive yourself again at night. You may release blame today and find a deeper layer tomorrow. That is all right. Healing is not a straight line. it is a gentle return. Again and again, you return to love. Again and again, you return to truth. Again and again, you return to the heart and say, I am willing to be kind to myself. Think about how a garden grows. If weeds have been there for many years, you do not clear the whole garden with one small pull. You return. You pull one weed, then another. You water the soil. You plant new seeds. You give sunlight. You give care. Your mind is like that garden. Old guilt may be a weed that grew for a long time. Do not hate the garden because weeds appear. Tend to it. Love it. Plant new thoughts. Plant this thought, I am allowed to forgive myself. Plant this thought, I am learning to choose peace. Plant this thought, I release the past with love. Plant this thought, I am not my mistakes. Plant this thought, I am worthy of healing. Plant this thought, my heart is safe now. Water these thoughts with repetition. Speak them when you wake. Speak them when guilt rises. Speak them when you look in the mirror. Speak them when you feel the old pull. The mind learns through what you repeat. If you repeat blame, blame grows. If you repeat forgiveness, forgiveness grows. If you repeat peace, peace grows. You are not asking yourself to forget. You are teaching yourself to hold the past differently. Instead of holding it like a weapon against your own heart, you hold it like a teacher whose lesson is complete. You bow to the lesson and let it go. You do not carry the teacher on your back forever. You receive the wisdom and keep walking. Maybe there is one moment you have blamed yourself for again and again. Bring it gently into your awareness. Do not dive into the pain. Just let it stand at a distance, like an old scene on the horizon. Now say to the version of you in that moment, I see you. I know you were doing your best. I know you were scared, confused, tired, or hurt. I will not abandon you anymore. I forgive you. I bring you home. This is deep healing. To stop rejecting the parts of yourself that struggled. To stop hating the version of you who did not know better. To stop pushing away the one who was afraid. Every part of you deserves to be brought back into love. Even the parts that made mistakes. Even the parts that stayed silent. Even the parts that chose from fear. Love them back. That is how wholeness begins. Guilt divides you against yourself. Forgiveness brings you back together. Blame says, there is a part of me I cannot love. Forgiveness says, every part of me is welcome to heal. Shame says, hide. Love says, come home. And today, you are coming home. Say softly, I forgive myself. I release guilt. I allow my heart to heal. Again, I forgive myself. I release guilt. I allow my heart to heal. Let this become a balm. Let it move over the old places. Let it soften the sharp edges. Let it remind you that healing is not found in self-punishment. Healing is found in love. If there is someone else you blame, you do not have to force forgiveness before you are ready. Forgiveness is not pretending. It is not allowing harm. It is not saying what happened was right. Sometimes the first step is simply releasing the way blame burns inside your own body. You can say, I am not ready to fully forgive, but I am willing to stop letting this pain rule my life. That willingness is enough for now. You can release the poison without approving of the wound. You can choose peace without inviting the same pain back. You can set boundaries and still have a soft heart. You can say, I release this from my body. I release this from my future. I release the hold it has had over my peace. Old blame keeps the past alive in the present. Every time you return to the story with the same anger, the body feels it again. Every time you repeat the same judgment, the nervous system tightens again. This does not mean you should deny your feelings. It means you can begin to feel them with the purpose of release, not repetition. You can honor the anger, listen to its message, and then allow it to move. You do not have to build a home inside it. Anger may have protected you when you needed strength. Blame may have given shape to pain that felt too big. Guilt may have tried to help you understand. Thank these feelings for trying to protect you, and then tell them, I am choosing a new way now. I do not need to hurt myself to stay safe. I do not need to keep the past burning to remember the lesson. I can be free and wise at the same time. There is a beautiful peace that comes when you stop making yourself the enemy. Your inner voice becomes softer. Your body begins to trust you. Your heart begins to open. You stop waking up with the same heaviness. You stop carrying yesterday into every conversation. You stop looking for proof that you are bad. You start looking for signs that you are healing, and you find them. You find healing in the moment you rest without guilt. You find healing in the moment you say, I did my best. You find healing in the moment you choose a kinder thought. You find healing in the moment you do not punish yourself for feeling sad. You find healing in the moment you allow joy without asking if you deserve it. You find healing in the moment you let your heart breathe. Let your heart breathe now. Let it breathe beneath the old guilt. Let it breathe beneath the blame. Let it breathe beneath the shame. Let it breathe beneath every old story that said you were not enough. You are enough to begin healing. You are enough to receive peace. You are enough to be forgiven. You are enough to live with a lighter heart. Say softly, I am not here to punish myself. I am here to heal. I am not here to carry blame. I am here to learn. I am not here to live in guilt. I am here to return to love. I forgive myself. I release guilt. I allow my heart to heal. Let this be the new path. not the path of denial, not the path of harsh judgment, the path of honest love, the path where you can see clearly and still be kind, the path where you can learn and still be gentle, the path where you can grow without becoming cruel to yourself. This is the path of peace. There is a special kind of tiredness that comes from trying to be what everyone else wants you to be. It is a tiredness that settles deep in the heart. It comes from smiling when you want to be honest. It comes from saying yes when your whole body is asking for no. It comes from making choices that look right to others but feel wrong inside. It comes from carrying the silent question, will they still love me if I become myself? For many people, this wait begins early. We learn what brings approval. We learn what brings silence. We learn what brings praise. We learn what brings rejection. Slowly, we begin to shape ourselves around other people's comfort. We hide the parts that seem too bright, too soft, too emotional, too different, too honest. We become careful. We become pleasing. We become quiet in places where our soul wants to speak. But the soul cannot feel peaceful while it is pretending. The heart cannot fully rest while it is performing. The body cannot feel safe while it is always asking, who do I need to be right now, so I am accepted? This is why releasing other people's expectations is such a deep act of healing. It is not about becoming selfish. It is about becoming true. You are not here to become a copy of someone else's idea. You are not here to live only by old rules that no longer fit your soul. You are not here to make everyone comfortable by abandoning yourself. You are here to remember who you are beneath the pressure, beneath the roles, beneath the fear of disappointing others. You are here to live from your own truth with love. Take a breath and feel the words, I am allowed to be myself. Let them be simple. I am allowed to be myself. Again, I am allowed to be myself. Notice what happens inside you. Does the body relax? Does fear rise? Does some part of you say, is that really safe? Be gentle with whatever appears. If you have spent years pleasing others, being yourself may feel like stepping into new light. It may feel warm, but also unfamiliar. Other people's expectations can sound like love, but often they are control wearing a soft mask. They may say, do this so I feel okay. Be this so I am not uncomfortable. Stay the same so I do not have to change how I see you. Choose what I understand so I do not have to stretch my heart. But true love does not ask you to disappear. True love does not ask you to live in fear of being honest. True love gives room for your soul to breathe. This does not mean everyone will understand your growth. Some people only know the version of you that pleased them. Some people only know the version of you that stayed quiet. Some people only know the version of you that carried too much. When you begin to release those roles, they may feel confused. They may resist. They may ask why you have changed. But you are not doing something wrong by healing. You are not doing something wrong by becoming more honest. You are not doing something wrong by choosing peace. Growth can make old patterns uncomfortable. When you stop carrying what is not yours, the people who benefited from your carrying may notice. When you stop saying yes from fear, those who expected your yes may feel surprised. When you stop explaining yourself, those who enjoyed your explanations may feel unsettled. Let that be. Their discomfort is not always a sign that you are wrong. Sometimes it is simply a sign that the old pattern is changing. You can be kind and still be clear. You can be loving and still have boundaries. You can be gentle and still say no. You can care about others and still choose your own peace. You can listen to advice and still follow your inner voice. You can respect someone and still not live according to their expectations. Say softly, I release the need to please everyone. I release the fear of disappointing others. I honor my own heart. I am safe to be myself. Let these words settle into the places where you have felt pulled in many directions. Perhaps one part of you wants freedom, while another part fears judgment. Perhaps one part of you knows the truth, while another part worries about what others will say. This is normal. Be patient with yourself. The old habit of pleasing may not leave in one day, but every time you choose truth with love, the habit becomes weaker. Every time you listen to your heart, your inner voice becomes stronger. Other people may have dreams for you. They may have plans, opinions, and ideas about who you should be. They may believe they know what is best. Sometimes their words may even come from care, but care does not always mean clarity. Someone can love you and still not understand your path. Someone can want good for you and still project their fear onto you. Someone can give advice that reflects their life, not yours. You must learn to listen within, not with rebellion, not with anger, but with quiet trust. Your soul has a voice. It may be soft because it has been ignored for a long time. It may not shout. It may come as a feeling, a knowing, a sense of peace, a sense of heaviness, a small pull toward something true. The more you listen, the clearer it becomes. Ask yourself, what feels like peace in my body? What feels like pressure? What feels like truth? What feels like performance? What am I choosing because I truly want it? What am I choosing because I am afraid of being judged? These questions open the door. They help you separate your own truth from the noise around you. You may find that some things you have been carrying were never yours. A career path chosen to please others. A role in the family that keeps you small. A belief about what success should look like. A fear of being too different. A rule that says you must always be available. A habit of hiding your needs. A pressure to look strong when you need support. Gently begin to ask, is this mine? Is this truly mine? Or did I accept it so I would be loved? You do not have to throw your whole life away to become free. Freedom often begins in small, honest choices, saying, "I need time to think." Saying, "I cannot do that today." Saying, "This does not feel right for me." Saying, "I am choosing a different way." Saying, "I hear you, but I need to listen to myself." These simple words can feel very brave when you are used to pleasing. Honor that bravery. Each honest choice sends a message to your inner self. I will not abandon you anymore. I will not trade your peace for approval. I will not silence you just to keep things easy. I will listen. I will protect your softness. I will honor your truth. This is how self-trust grows. Not through big promises, but through small moments of staying with yourself. You build self-trust every time you respect your no. You build self-trust every time you speak kindly to yourself. You build self-trust every time you choose rest without guilt. You build self-trust every time you stop asking everyone else for permission to feel what you feel. For a long time you may have asked, "What do they want from me?" Now begin asking, "What does my soul need from me?" This question changes everything. Your soul may need rest. Your soul may need honesty. Your soul may need space. Your soul may need creativity. Your soul may need silence. Your soul may need forgiveness. Your soul may need you to stop shrinking. There is no peace in shrinking. There may be temporary approval. There may be quiet from others. There may be fewer questions. But deep inside, something begins to ache. The ache says, "Where did I go? Where is my voice? Where is my joy? Where is my truth?" That ache is not there to punish you. It is there to guide you home. You can return home to yourself gently. You do not have to become harsh. You do not have to push everyone away. You do not have to explain every change. You can simply begin. Begin by telling yourself the truth. Begin by noticing where you feel drained. Begin by honoring what feels heavy. Begin by releasing one expectation at a time. Maybe today you release the expectation to always be strong. Maybe today you allow yourself to be human. Maybe today you release the expectation to answer immediately. Maybe today you give yourself space. Maybe today you release the expectation to be liked by everyone. Maybe today you choose to be real instead. Maybe today you release the expectation to follow a path that does not fit your heart. Maybe today you let your soul whisper a new direction. Say softly, "I release the need to become who others expect me to be. I allow myself to become who I truly am. I release the fear of judgment. I choose the peace of truth. Judgment may come. Let it pass. Opinions may come. Let them pass. Questions may come. Answer only what feels right. You do not owe every person a full map of your healing. You do not owe every person access to your inner life. You do not owe every person an explanation for choosing peace. Some choices can be sacred and private. Some changes can unfold quietly. Some healing does not need to be announced. There is peace in privacy. There is peace in not telling everyone everything. There is peace in letting your life become quieter while your heart becomes stronger. There is peace in knowing that not everyone has to agree with your path for it to be right for you. When you release other people's expectations, you may feel grief. You may grieve the years you spent trying to be accepted. You may grieve the parts of yourself you hid. You may grieve the dreams you delayed. You may grieve the voice you silenced. Let this grief be gentle. Let it move through you like rain. Do not use it to blame yourself. Use it to water the new life growing inside you. You did what you knew how to do. You tried to stay safe. You tried to be loved. You tried to belong. There is no shame in that. But now you are learning a deeper belonging. A belonging that does not require you to leave yourself. A belonging that begins inside your own heart. A belonging that says, I am with myself now. I am no longer abandoning my truth. The more you belong to yourself, the less you need to chase approval. Approval may still feel nice, but it no longer becomes your food. Praise may still feel good, but it no longer becomes your identity. Criticism may still sting, but it no longer destroys your center. You begin to stand in a quieter strength. You begin to say, I know who I am becoming. I do not need to be understood by everyone. This is not pride. This is peace. This is the calm that comes when your inner voice becomes more important than outer noise. This is the freedom that comes when your life is no longer shaped only by fear of judgment. This is the softness that comes when you stop performing and start living. Imagine taking off a mask you have worn for many years. At first, the air touches your face and feels strange. You may feel exposed. You may wonder if it is safe. But then you breathe more deeply. Your skin feels the light. Your eyes relax. Your voice returns. You realize the mask was heavy. You realize you were not created to hide forever. Let the mask fall gently. You do not have to hate it. Maybe it protected you once. Maybe it helped you survive a season. Thank it and let it go. Say, I no longer need to hide to be safe. I no longer need to please to be loved. I no longer need to perform to belong. I am safe to be real. There will be people who love the real you. There will be places where your truth feels welcome. There will be moments when your honesty creates deeper connection than pleasing ever did. And even before those outer signs arrive, you will have something precious. You will have yourself. You will have the peace of knowing that your outer life and inner truth are beginning to match. This matching is called alignment. Alignment feels like breathing easier. It feels like making choices without a heavy knot in your stomach. It feels like speaking words that do not betray your heart. It feels like walking away from what drains you without needing to hate it. It feels like saying yes because you mean yes and no because you mean no. It feels simple, clean, and true. You deserve that kind of life. A life where your yes is honest. A life where your no is respected by you, even if others do not like it. A life where your heart has room. A life where you are not always twisting yourself into a shape that fits someone else's comfort. A life where you wake up and feel closer to yourself. Say softly, I am allowed to live from my truth. I am allowed to honor my own path. I am allowed to release old roles. I am allowed to choose peace. Let the words become stronger each time. I am allowed. I am allowed. I am allowed. Sometimes this is what the heart needs most. Permission. Not from the world, but from you. Permission to rest. Permission to change, permission to grow, permission to disappoint someone without abandoning yourself, permission to be seen as you are, permission to stop carrying the expectations that were never yours. Other people's expectations may be loud, but your soul's truth is steady. It does not need to shout. It waits. It keeps whispering. It keeps calling you home. And every time you choose your truth with love, that whisper becomes clearer. You may not become free from every expectation at once. That is all right. Begin with one small release, one honest answer, one gentle boundary, one moment of choosing your heart, one breath where you say, this is not mine to carry, one moment where you stop asking, what will they think, and begin asking, what feels true. This is how peace grows, not through force, through practice, through small choices made with love, through returning to yourself again and again, through learning that your life is sacred too. You are not here to live as a shadow of someone else's fear. You are not here to carry dreams that do not belong to you. You are not here to make your soul quiet so others do not have to feel uncomfortable. You are here to live gently, honestly, and fully. You are here to let your life become an expression of the truth inside you. So release the old pressure. Release the need to be everything for everyone. Release the fear that love will disappear if you become honest. Release the belief that your worth depends on approval. Release the role that has become too small for your soul. Place your hand on your heart and say, I choose myself with love. I choose peace without guilt. I choose truth without fear. I release what others expected me to carry. I return to who I really am. Feel the softness in that return. Feel the quiet strength. Feel how your heart does not need to fight. It only needs to come home. And every time you come home to yourself, The weight becomes lighter. The noise becomes softer. The path becomes clearer. Peace finds more room to enter. Imagine you are standing in a quiet place where everything feels soft and safe. The air is warm. The sky is gentle. There is no rush here. There is no one asking you to be different. There is no one waiting for you to explain yourself. There is no pressure, no judgment, no noise. Only stillness, only breath, only the loving space of this moment. In front of you, there is a golden river. The water moves slowly, softly, peacefully. It glows with warm light, as if the sun itself has melted into the stream. The river does not hurry. It does not force. It does not ask questions. It simply flows. It knows where it is going. It knows how to carry what is placed into it. It knows how to turn heaviness into light. Take a slow breath in. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel your body here. Feel your heart beating gently. This river is not here to take anything from you that belongs to you. It is here to help you release what never belonged to you in the first place. It is here to carry away the pain, guilt, shame, fear, and old words that your soul has held for too long. Now look down at your hands. In your hands, you are holding stones. Some are large, some are small. Some are smooth from years of being carried. Some are sharp because they still hurt when you touch them. Each stone is something you have carried inside your heart, your mind, or your body. Each stone has a name. Each stone has a memory. Each stone has a weight. One stone may be guilt. The guilt you carried for not knowing better. The guilt you carried for choices made from fear. The guilt you carried for not being able to fix everything. The guilt you carried for needing rest. The guilt you carried for choosing yourself. Look at this stone gently. Do not hate it. Do not fight it. Simply notice how heavy it has been. Hold it for a moment and whisper, I see you. I know I have carried you for a long time, but you were never meant to become my home. You were never meant to decide my worth. You were never meant to live in my heart forever. I have learned what I needed to learn, and now I release you. Gently place the stone into the golden river. Watch as it touches the water. At first, it may sink. Then the golden light begins to move around it. The hard edges soften. The dark color fades. The stone slowly dissolves into light. The river carries it away, not as punishment, but as healing. You do not have to carry that guilt anymore. Take a breath, feel your hands becoming a little lighter. Now look at another stone. This one may be fear, the fear that you are not safe, the fear that good things will leave, the fear that you will be judged, the fear that you will make a mistake, the fear that you must control everything or life will fall apart. This fear may have tried to protect you. It may have stayed close because it believed it was helping. But fear cannot lead you into peace. Fear can only keep you small. Hold this stone. with kindness. Say softly, "Thank you for trying to protect me. I know you came from old pain. I know you came from moments when I did not feel safe. But I do not need to live under your weight anymore. I can be wise without being afraid all the time. I can be careful without closing my heart. I can move forward with trust. Place the stone of fear into the river. Watch the golden water receive it. The light touches every part of it. It begins to loosen. It begins to melt. It begins to become part of the flowing light. The river carries it away. Your chest opens a little more. Your breath becomes a little deeper. Say softly, "I release fear that was never mine. I return to trust." Now notice another stone in your hands. This one may be shame, the shame of feeling too much, the shame of needing love, the shame of not being perfect, the shame of being hurt, the shame of being human. This stone may feel very old. It may have been placed in your hands when you were young, when you did not yet know how precious you were. It may have come from someone else's words, someone else's judgment, someone else's pain. Look at this stone and say, "You are not my truth. I was never shameful. I was learning. I was growing. I was feeling. I was surviving. I was doing the best I could. I no longer agree to carry the belief that something is wrong with me. I release shame now. I return to love." Place the stone into the golden river. Watch as it dissolves slowly, like salt in warm water. The river does not judge the stone. It simply transforms it. It turns the heaviness into light. It carries it away from your hands, away from your heart, away from your body. Feel your shoulders drop. Feel your jaw soften. Feel your heart being given more room. Now see another stone. This one may be the need to please everyone, the need to be liked, the need to be understood, the need to say yes when your heart says no, the need to hide your truth so others do not feel uncomfortable. This stone may have felt like love for a long time, but it was not love. It was fear wearing the face of love. Real love does not ask you to disappear. Hold this stone and say, "I release the need to be everything for everyone. I release the fear of disappointing others. I release the old role that made me abandon myself. I choose truth with love. I choose peace without guilt. I choose myself with kindness." Place this stone into the river. Watch it float for a moment, then break into golden light. The water receives it. The current carries it away. You do not need to hold that role anymore. You do not need to perform for love. You do not need to shrink to belong. Take another slow breath. Your hands are becoming lighter. Your heart is becoming softer. The river is doing what life always wanted to do for you. It is helping you release. Now look again. There may be more stones. Some may not have clear names. Some may simply feel like old sadness. Some may feel like pressure. Some may feel like disappointment. Some may feel like words you never spoke. Some may feel like tears you never cried. You do not need to name every stone perfectly. Life understands. The river understands. Your heart understands. One by one, begin placing them into the golden water. A stone for the past, a stone for old regret, a stone for the fear of not being enough, a stone for the pain of being misunderstood, a stone for the need to control, a stone for the belief that you must carry everything alone, a stone for the old voice that said you were not worthy, a stone for every burden that was never yours. As each stone enters the water, it becomes light. As each stone leaves your hands, your body becomes more open. As each burden dissolves, your soul remembers itself. You were never created to carry stones forever. You were created to breathe, to love, to heal, to trust, to receive, to live. Now your hands are empty. Look at them. Feel the space in them. Empty does not mean lost. Empty means open. Empty means ready. Empty means life can place something new there. Peace can enter open hands. Love can enter open hands. Blessings can enter open hands. Guidance can enter open hands. Bring your empty hands to your heart. Feel the warmth of your own touch. Feel the softness of this moment. Whisper to yourself, I am safe to let go. I am safe to be free. I am safe to live without the old weight. Now imagine stepping closer to the river. The water touches your feet. It is warm, gentle, and full of light. You do not need to be afraid. This river is loving. This river is life itself. It does not pull you under. It holds you. It supports you. It reminds you that you do not have to walk every step alone. Step slowly into the river. Feel the golden water around your ankles, then your legs, then your whole body. It is not heavy. It is light. It feels like peace. It feels like being held by something wiser than worry. You do not need to swim. You do not need to control the direction. You only need to breathe and allow. The river begins to carry you gently. You are floating now. Your body is safe. Your heart is safe. Your mind begins to quiet. The old questions do not seem as loud. The old guilt does not feel as strong. The old fear does not feel as close. You are not running away from life. You are letting life carry what your hands were never meant to hold. Say softly, life supports me. Life carries me. Life knows where to take me. I release what was never mine. I return to peace. The river moves around soft bends and through golden light. You do not need to see the whole path. You do not need to know every answer. You do not need to understand every ending. You are being carried. You are being guided. You are being loved by life in quiet ways. As you float, you notice something beautiful. The lighter you become, the more you can feel the river. When your hands were full of stones, you could not feel how much support was around you. When your heart was full of guilt, you could not feel how much love was near you. When your mind was full of fear, you could not feel how steady life could be. But now, with empty hands and a softer heart, you can feel it. Support was always here. Let this truth settle into you. Support was always here. Peace was always here. Love was always here. You were simply carrying too much to notice it. Now the river brings you to a quiet shore. You step out slowly. Your body feels different, lighter, softer, more open. You look back at the water and see the golden light still flowing. The stones are gone. The river has taken them. The river has transformed them. You do not need to go back and pick them up. If one day you feel heavy again, you can return to this river in your heart. You can close your eyes, breathe deeply, and place the stones back into the water. Letting go is not something you do only once. It is a loving practice, a return, a choice, a breath. Again and again, you can come back to the river. Again and again, you can release. Place your hand on your heart now and say, I no longer carry what was never mine. I give it back to life. I give it back to the light. I give it back to the flow. I am free to breathe. I am free to heal. I am free to be at peace. When the old weight begins to leave, something very beautiful happens. At first, you may feel quiet. You may not know what to do with the space inside you. For so long, the guilt had a place there. The fear had a place there. The old words had a place there. The pressure had a place there. And now, as those things begin to soften and move away, your heart may feel open in a new way. Do not rush to fill this space. Do not hurry to pick up another worry. Do not search for another reason to be tense. Let the space remain open. Let it breathe. Let peace find its way in. Peace needs space. Peace cannot enter a heart that is full of self-blame. Peace cannot rest in hands that are clenched around the past. Peace cannot be felt clearly when the mind is crowded with fear. But the moment you release even one burden, space appears. And where space appears, peace can enter. This is why letting go is so powerful. It does not leave you empty in a lonely way. It makes you open in a holy way. It clears the room inside your heart. It opens the window. It lets fresh air move through the places that felt closed for too long. It gives your soul room to stretch, breathe, and remember its own light. Take a slow breath and imagine your heart as a room. For a long time, this room may have been filled with boxes. Boxes of old pain, boxes of fear, boxes of regret, boxes of words you never spoke, boxes of other people's needs, boxes of expectations, boxes of guilt. The room was so full that you could barely move. You may have thought the room itself was small, but it was not small. It was only crowded. Now imagine gently removing those boxes one by one. You do not have to throw them with anger. You do not have to fear them. You simply say, "This does not belong here anymore. This is not mine to carry. This has taken enough space. I release it now." As each box leaves, the room becomes brighter. Light touches the floor. Air moves through the window. You can breathe in this room again. You can sit down. You can rest. You can hear your own heart. You can feel life moving through you. This is what peace feels like. Not always excitement, not always joy. Sometimes peace feels like space. Space to think clearly. Space to feel without drowning. Space to rest without guilt. Space to choose without panic. Space to be yourself without apology. Say softly, "I make space for peace. I make space for love. I make space for my own healing. I am safe to let go. I am safe to receive peace." Peace is not something you chase. Peace is something you allow. It comes when you stop blocking it with old fear. It comes when you stop telling yourself you do not deserve it. It comes when you stop making pain your identity. It comes when you stop believing that struggle is the only way to live. You may have become used to heaviness. You may have lived with it for so long that peace feels unfamiliar. If this happens, be kind to yourself. The heart needs time to trust light again. The body needs time to believe that calm is safe. The mind needs time to learn new thoughts. Do not force yourself to feel peaceful. Simply keep making space for peace. Peace will come softly. Sometimes peace enters as one deep breath. Sometimes it enters as a quiet morning. Sometimes it enters as a moment when you do not react the old way. Sometimes it enters as the courage to say no. Sometimes it enters as the kindness to forgive yourself. Sometimes it enters as the simple feeling that you are not as heavy as you were before. Do not overlook these small signs. They are sacred. A softer breath is peace. A relaxed shoulder is peace. A moment of not blaming yourself is peace. A night of deeper sleep is peace. A day when the old memory does not pull you as strongly is peace. A moment when you choose yourself without guilt is peace. Peace found you the moment you made room for it. It did not need a perfect life. It did not need a perfect past. It did not need a perfect version of you. It only needed an opening, a small opening in the heart, a small willingness to release, a small breath of trust. Your peace may begin small, but it can grow. Like a seed in warm soil, peace grows when you give it attention. It grows when you speak gently to yourself. It grows when you rest. It grows when you forgive. It grows when you stop feeding old fear. It grows when you protect your energy. It grows when you listen to your body. It grows when you choose thoughts that support your healing. This does not mean you will never feel pain again. Peace is not the absence of all sadness. Peace is the gentle ground beneath the sadness. Peace is the quiet voice that says, "This feeling can move through me, but it does not have to become my whole life." Peace is the hand on your heart that says, "I am here. I will not leave myself." When anger comes, peace can hold it. When grief comes, peace can hold it. When fear comes, peace can hold it. When old memories come, peace can hold them. Peace does not push feelings away. Peace gives them a safe place to pass through. It says, "You may be here, but you do not own me. You may speak, but you do not lead me. You may rise, but you will also move." This is the beauty of inner peace. It does not need life to be perfect. It helps you meet life with a softer heart. It helps you respond instead of react. It helps you breathe before speaking. It helps you pause before blaming yourself. It helps you see clearly. It helps you return to love. Peace also teaches you what is yours and what is not. When you are full of fear, everything feels urgent. Everything feels like your job. Everyone's feelings feel like your responsibility. Every problem feels like something you must fix. But when peace enters, you begin to see with clearer eyes. This is mine to care for. This is not mine to carry. This is mine to choose. This is not mine to control. This is mine to learn from. This is not mine to punish myself over. Say softly, "I choose what is mine with love, and I release what is not mine with peace." Let that become a new way of living. Not everything that comes near you belongs to you. Not every opinion needs to enter your heart. Not every fear needs to become your truth. Not every burden needs to become your duty. Not every person's pain needs to become your responsibility. You can care deeply and still stay free. There is a gentle strength in this. It is not hard. It is not cold. It is not selfish. It is loving and clear. It says, "My heart is open, but my peace is sacred. My hands are kind, but they are not meant to carry everything. My life is loving, but it also belongs to me." The more space you make for peace, the more your life begins to feel different. You may notice that you speak more slowly. You may notice that you pause before saying yes. You may notice that you no longer chase every person who pulls away. You may notice that you do not explain yourself as much. You may notice that your body tells you the truth before your mind has words. You may notice that you are becoming more honest, more gentle, more present. This is peace working inside you, not as a sudden change, but as a quiet return. You are returning to your breath, returning to your heart, returning to your truth, returning to the part of you that existed before the world placed so much weight on your shoulders. That part of you is still here. The peaceful self, the open self, the trusting self, the self that knows life is not only struggle, the self that can receive beauty, the self that can rest in simple moments, the self that can smile without guilt, the self that can say, I am allowed to be happy now. Let that self come forward. Do not push. Do not force. Simply make space. Let the old weight leave. Let the old noise soften. Let the old shame dissolve. Let the old roles fall away. And as they do, let your true self rise gently, like light in the morning. Say softly, I am safe to receive peace. I am safe to receive love. I am safe to receive good. I am safe to live with an open heart. Receiving may feel new. If you have spent years giving, carrying, fixing, and proving, receiving can feel strange. You may wonder if you deserve it. You may feel the need to give something back right away. You may feel uncomfortable when life is gentle, but receiving is part of balance. The flower receives sunlight. The earth receives rain. The lungs receive air. Life is always giving and receiving. You are part of life. You are allowed to receive. You are allowed to receive help. You are allowed to receive rest. You are allowed to receive kindness. You are allowed to receive peace. You are allowed to receive love without earning it through pain. You are allowed to receive good things without waiting for something bad to happen after. Open your hands for a moment. Even if only in your imagination, let them rest open. Feel the difference. Closed hands hold. Open hands receive. Closed hands fear loss. Open hands trust flow. Closed hands say, I must control. Open hands say, I allow life to bless me. Whisper, my hands are open. My heart is open. My life is open to peace. As you make space for peace, you may also begin to see what no longer fits. Some thoughts may no longer feel true. Some habits may no longer feel loving. Some connections may no longer feel peaceful. Some roles may feel too small. Do not be afraid of this. Peace often brings clarity. It shows you what supports your soul and what drains it. It shows you where you have been living from fear. It shows you where love is asking for change. Change does not have to be harsh. It can be gentle. You can release slowly. You can shift softly. You can take one step at a time. You can choose peace today, then choose it again tomorrow. You can let life guide you at the pace your heart can hold. The important thing is this: do not invite the old weight back just because peace feels new. Do not return to self-blame because softness feels unfamiliar. Do not pick up fear because trust feels quiet. Do not fill open space with worry because calm feels strange. Let peace teach you. Let peace become familiar. Let peace become the new home inside you. Say softly, peace is my new home. Peace is welcome in my heart. Peace is welcome in my body. Peace is welcome in my thoughts. Peace is welcome in my life. Every time you choose peace, you are choosing yourself, not in a selfish way, but in a sacred way. You are saying, my heart matters, my body matters, my breath matters, my healing matters. I do not need to live in pain to prove my love. I do not need to carry guilt to prove I care. I do not need to stay tense to stay safe. I can be peaceful and still be wise. I can be soft and still be strong. I can be open and still be protected. This is the new space you are creating. A space where peace can live. A space where love can grow. A space where your true voice can be heard. A space where old pain no longer has the final word. A space where you can breathe and say, I am here now. I am safe now. I am free to live lighter now. Letting go is not only one big moment, it is a daily practice. It is something you return to again and again with patience, softness, and love. One day you may feel very free, and the next day an old thought may return. One morning you may feel peaceful, and by evening you may feel the old weight again. This does not mean you have failed. It means you are human. It means healing is asking you to keep choosing yourself gently. Every day gives you a new chance to release. Every breath gives you a new opening. Every morning is a small beginning. Every night is a soft place to put down what you no longer need to carry. You do not need to change your whole life in one moment. You only need to create small, loving practices that help your heart remember the truth. When you wake in the morning, before the world enters your mind, pause for a moment. Do not reach first for worry. Do not reach first for yesterday. Do not reach first for the list of everything that must be done. Place your hand on your heart and breathe. Feel that you are alive. Feel that life has given you another day. Feel that this day does not need to begin with fear. Ask yourself gently, what am I carrying today that is not mine? Do not force the answer. Let it rise. Maybe the answer is worry. Maybe the answer is guilt. Maybe the answer is someone else's mood. Maybe the answer is pressure to be perfect. Maybe the answer is fear about the future. Maybe the answer is an old word someone spoke long ago. Whatever comes, meet it with kindness. Then say softly, I see this weight and I release it with love. I do not need to carry this today. I choose peace instead. This simple morning practice can change the energy of your day. It reminds your mind that you are not here to pick up every old burden again. It reminds your body that it can begin from softness. It reminds your heart that your peace matters before the world asks anything from you. You can also choose one affirmation for the day. Keep it simple. Let it be easy to remember. Something like, I let go of what is not mine, or I return to peace, or I am safe to be myself, or I release guilt and choose love. Repeat it as you brush your teeth. Repeat it as you make tea. Repeat it as you walk. Repeat it when fear rises. Repeat it when your mind begins to rush. Your words are seeds. Every time you repeat a loving thought, you plant something new in the garden of your mind. At first, the old weeds may still be there. The old thoughts may still speak. But do not be discouraged. Keep planting, keep watering, keep returning. A garden changes through care, not through anger. Your mind changes through repetition, not through punishment. During the day, practice noticing your body. Your body often knows when you have picked up something that is not yours. Your shoulders may tighten, your breath may become shallow, your stomach may feel heavy, your jaw may clench, your chest may feel closed. These are not signs that something is wrong with you. They are signals. They are gentle bells saying, pause, return, check what you are carrying. When you notice the tension, stop for one moment if you can. Take a breath. Ask, what did I just pick up? Did I pick up someone's judgment? Did I pick up fear? Did I pick up the need to prove myself? Did I pick up responsibility for someone else's feeling? Did I pick up an old story about not being enough? Then breathe out and say, this is not mine to carry. I release it now. You do not need to make a big ceremony of it. A single breath can be enough. A hand on the heart can be enough. A quiet sentence can be enough. Letting go can be simple. It can happen in the middle of the day, in the middle of a task, in the middle of a hard feeling. You do not need perfect silence to choose peace. You can choose peace anywhere. Another daily practice is to pause before saying yes. If you have carried the need to please others, this practice is powerful. When someone asks something of you, breathe before answering. Give yourself permission to feel. Does your yes come from love or does it come from fear? Does your yes feel open or does it feel heavy? Does your yes honor your heart or does it abandon you? You can say, let me think about it. You can say, I need a little time. You can say, I cannot do that today. You can say, That does not feel right for me. These words may feel small, but they are acts of healing. They teach your heart that you will listen now. They teach your body that you will no longer push past its truth just to keep others comfortable. Every honest pause is a release. You release the old habit of automatic pleasing. You release the fear of disappointing people. You release the belief that your worth depends on being available to everyone. You begin to live from truth, not pressure. At night, create a soft practice of putting the day down. Before sleep, place one hand on your heart and one hand on your stomach. Breathe slowly. Let the day be complete. You do not need to carry it into your dreams. You do not need to replay every word. You do not need to solve tomorrow tonight. Ask yourself, what am I ready to release from today? Maybe you release a conversation. Maybe you release a worry. Maybe you release a mistake. Maybe you release pressure. Maybe you release the feeling that you did not do enough. Maybe you release the sadness of a hard moment. Say softly, I bless this day and I let it go. I keep the likli. Of I keep the lesson. I release the weight. This is a beautiful practice. Keep the love. Keep the lesson. Release the weight. Not everything needs to come with you into tomorrow. Some things are meant to end with the day. Some feelings are meant to pass through. Some thoughts are meant to be seen and released. Each night, you can clear the heart gently, the way you might clear a table after a meal. Not with anger, with care, with respect, with the understanding that rest needs space too. Journaling can also help you let go. You do not need to write perfectly. You do not need beautiful words. You do not need long pages. Your journal is not there to judge you. It is there to receive you. It is a safe place to tell the truth. Write the question, what am I carrying that is not mine? Then let the answer come. Maybe you write one sentence. Maybe you write many. Maybe you only write a word. Fear, guilt, pressure, shame, the need to be understood, the need to prove myself. That is enough. The moment you name a burden, it begins to lose some of its power. What is hidden can feel huge. What is named can be held with love. Then write, I am willing to release this now. You may not feel fully ready. That is okay. Willingness is enough. You can write, I am willing to become willing. Even that is powerful. The heart hears it. Life hears it. Something inside you begins to open. Use simple journal questions when you need support. What was never mine to carry? What old belief am I ready to release? What guilt no longer teaches me love? Where am I pleasing instead of being honest? What does peace need from me today? What can I put down before I sleep? What kindness can I offer myself right now? Do not use these questions to judge yourself. Use them to return to yourself. Reflection is not punishment. It is a loving mirror. It helps you see where you are holding on and where you can soften. Another practice is to bless and release. When a thought comes again and again, instead of fighting it, say, I bless you and I release you. If guilt comes, I bless this guilt and I release it. If fear comes, I bless this fear and I release it. If an old memory comes, I bless this memory and I release the pain around it. Blessing does not mean you approve of everything. It means you stop fighting with the energy of it. You let it move. What you fight often stays. What you meet with love can soften. So when an old feeling returns, try not to say, why are you here again? Instead, say, I see you. You are safe to pass through. I do not need to become you. I release you with love. You can also create a practice with your breath. Inhale and say, I receive peace. Exhale and say, I release what is not mine. Inhale, I receive peace. Exhale, I release what is not mine. Let this become a rhythm. Use it when you are worried. Use it when you are tired. Use it when you feel pulled into old patterns. Breath is always with you. It is a doorway back to now. The breath teaches letting go. Every inhale receives. Every exhale releases. Your body already knows this wisdom. It does not hold one breath forever. It trusts the next breath to come. Let your soul learn from your breath. Receive, release, receive, release. This is life. This is flow. This is peace. There may be days when your practice feels easy. There may be days when it feels difficult. Do it gently anyway, not as a rule, not as pressure, as love. The way you would water a plant even before you see flowers. The way you would speak softly to a child even when they are upset. The way you would tend a small flame so it does not go out. Your peace is like that flame. Protect it. Feed it. Return to it. Do not let the winds of other people's opinions blow it out. Do not let old guilt cover it. Do not let fear convince you it is not real. Your peace is real. Your healing is real. Your small choices are real. Every time you choose not to carry what is not yours, you strengthen your peace. Every time you speak kindly to yourself, you strengthen your peace. Every time you pause before pleasing, you strengthen your peace. Every time you rest without guilt, you strengthen your peace. Every time you forgive yourself, you strengthen your peace. You are becoming someone who no longer needs pain to feel familiar. You are becoming someone who can recognize heaviness and put it down. You are becoming someone who listens inward. You are becoming someone who knows that peace is not outside, waiting far away. Peace is practiced. Peace is chosen. Peace is allowed. Say softly Today I practice letting go. Today I release what is not mine. Today I choose one peaceful thought. Today I honor my heart. Today I return to myself. Let today be simple. You do not need to release everything. Release one thing, one worry, one harsh thought, one old blame, one unnecessary yes, one need to prove, one moment of control, one breath of fear. Release one thing and let that be enough. Small releases create great freedom over time. A heart becomes lighter, not always in one sudden moment, but through many gentle choices. A little less guilt today, a little more truth tomorrow, a little more rest, a little more kindness, a little more trust. And one day you look back and realize you are not carrying the same weight anymore. You are breathing differently. You are living differently. Peace has become more natural. Let this practice follow you like a soft prayer. In the morning, what am I carrying that is not mine? During the day, this is not mine to carry. At night, I keep the love, I keep the lesson. I release the weight again and again, breath by breath, day by day. You return to peace. Now let your whole body receive this truth. You are not here to carry the whole world. You are not here to hold every pain, fix every person, explain every ending, or punish yourself for every moment you did not understand. You are here to live. You are here to breathe. You are here to heal. You are here to remember the peace that has always lived beneath the weight. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are not broken beyond repair. You are not the old guilt. You are not the fear. You are not the shame. You are not the expectations others placed on you. You are not the pain you carried. You are the heart that is learning to open again. You are the soul that is remembering how to be free. Everything you have released has made more room for who you truly are. Every old weight placed down has opened space for peace. Every fear softened has created space for trust. Every guilt released has created space for forgiveness. Every expectation returned has created space for your own truth. Let your hands rest open. Let your shoulders soften. Let your breath become slow. You do not need to hold so tightly anymore. You do not need to keep proving that you are worthy. You do not need to keep asking the past for permission to be peaceful. You are allowed to be peaceful now. Say softly, I let go of everything that was never mine. Peace finds me now. I am free. I am safe. All is well. Again, let the words move slowly. I let go of everything that was never mine. Peace finds me now. I am free. I am safe. All is well. Feel the meaning of each word. I let go. Not because I do not care, but because I care about my soul, of everything that was never mine, the guilt, the shame, the fear, the roles, the pressure, the old words. Peace finds me now, not someday far away, not when I am perfect, not when everyone understands. Now, I am free, free to breathe, free to heal, free to choose love. I am safe, safe to soften, safe to be myself, safe to receive. Is well. Even while life is still unfolding, all is well in this moment. Let this affirmation become a resting place inside you. When life feels heavy, return to it. When old guilt speaks, return to it. When fear asks you to close your heart, return to it. When someone's expectations feel loud, return to it. When you forget how far you have come, return to it. I let go of everything that was never mine. Peace finds me now. There is no need to chase peace. You only need to stop running from yourself. There is no need to force healing. You only need to create a loving space where healing can happen. There is no need to become someone else. You only need to release what covered the truth of who you are. Your true self is not heavy. Your true self is not made of shame. Your true self is not built from fear. Your true self is soft and strong at the same time, gentle and wise, open and protected, loving and clear. Your true self knows that peace is not weakness. Peace is power resting quietly in the heart. Maybe life will still ask things of you. Maybe there will still be choices, changes, and unknown paths ahead. But you can meet them differently now. You do not have to meet life with clenched hands. You do not have to meet tomorrow with yesterday's weight. You do not have to carry the old story into every new morning. You can meet life with breath, with trust, with a softer heart. And when something heavy appears, you can ask, is this mine to carry? If it is yours, you can hold it with love and take one step. If it is not yours, you can release it with peace. This question see and become a light in your life. Is this mine to carry? Is this mine to control? Is this mine to fix? Is this mine to believe? Is this mine to become? So much freedom begins with knowing the difference. You are allowed to care without carrying. You are allowed to love without losing yourself. You are allowed to remember without living in the past. You are allowed to learn without punishment. You are allowed to be kind without saying yes to everything. You are allowed to forgive yourself before every wound is fully understood. You are allowed to receive peace before life looks perfect. Let that be your permission. You are allowed. You are allowed to rest tonight. You are allowed to stop replaying the same old story. You are allowed to stop asking why your heart was not protected sooner. You are allowed to stop blaming yourself for being human. You are allowed to put down the weight and let life hold you for a while. Imagine once more that golden river flowing quietly inside you. It is always there. When you feel heavy, return to it. When your hands fill with stones again, return to it. When you forget that peace is possible, return to it. Place the stones in the water. Watch them dissolve. Feel your hands open. Feel your heart remember. Life knows how to carry what you release. Life knows how to heal what you offer with love. Life knows how to guide you into new peace. You do not need to know every step. You only need to stay willing. Say softly, I am willing to live lighter. I am willing to forgive myself. I am willing to release old fear. I am willing to honor my own truth. I am willing to let peace find me. Willingness is enough. You do not have to be fearless. You do not have to be certain. You do not have to be fully healed before you begin. Begin with willingness. Begin with breath. Begin with one loving thought. Begin with the soft decision to stop being cruel to yourself. Begin with this moment. This moment is enough. The past has had its time. The old guilt has had its time. The fear has had its time. The pain has had its time. Now peace may have its time. Now softness may have its time. Now your true self may have its time. Now life may show you what can grow in the space where the old weight used to live. You may find joy there. You may find rest. You may find a new dream. You may find your voice. You may find love for yourself. You may find that you are not as lost as you thought. You may find that beneath everything you carried, there was always a quiet light waiting. That light is still in you. It has not gone out. It may have been covered, but it was never destroyed. Every time you let go, the light becomes easier to see. Every time you choose peace, the light becomes warmer. Every time you speak to yourself with love, the light becomes stronger. Place your hand on your heart and feel that light. Maybe you feel warmth. Maybe you feel sadness. Maybe you feel nothing at all. That is okay. The light is still there. Healing is still happening. Love is still moving. Peace is still possible. Say softly, I bless the past and I release its way. I bless my heart and I give it peace. I bless my body and I allow it to rest. I bless my future and I meet it with trust. I bless this moment and I let it be enough. There is nothing more to prove here, nothing to force, nothing to chase. You can breathe. You can soften. You can let your heart be held by the simple truth that you are safe to let go. You have carried enough. You have tried enough. You have blamed yourself enough. You have waited outside the door of peace long enough. Open the door now. Step in gently. Peace is not angry that you took time. Peace is not asking why you waited. Peace simply says, come in. Rest here. You are home now. Let this be the truth you carry forward. What was never yours does not need to stay with you. The guilt that did not teach love can be released. The shame that did not speak truth can be released. The fear that kept you small can be released. The expectations that made you abandon yourself can be released. The old pain that became too heavy can be released. You do not have to release everything perfectly. You only have to keep returning to love, one breath at a time, one thought at a time, one choice at a time, one gentle moment at a time. When you wake tomorrow, ask yourself, what am I carrying that is not mine? When your body feels heavy, pause and breathe. When guilt returns, answer it with forgiveness. When fear returns, answer it with trust. When pressure returns, answer it with truth. When the old story returns, place your hand on your heart and say, I am not there anymore. I am here now. I choose peace now. This is how you become free, not by fighting the past, but by no longer feeding it, not by forcing peace, but by making room for it, not by becoming perfect, but by becoming kind to yourself, not by carrying more, but by releasing what was never yours. Peace found you the moment you stopped holding on so tightly. Peace found you the moment you opened your hands. Peace found you the moment you stopped asking pain to name you. Peace found you the moment you whispered, I am ready to live lighter now. So breathe deeply. Let the breath enter like love. Let the breath leave like release. Let your heart soften. Let your body rest. Let your soul remember, I let go of everything that was never mine. Peace finds me now. I am free. I am safe. I am loved. I am supported. I am guided.